Many of you have been asking me about my ayahuasca experience, and I'm very happy to help you out with it. But one of the things I really notice among the questions is, well, how do I know I'm ready? Or there's a lot of fear around actually doing ayahuasca. And so in this video, I want to share with you how to prepare for an ayahuasca experience. Can you prepare? And then give you my tips, my strategy, and really show you how to embody the process so that you don't go in blindly. So you have, I think, what could be the best experience of your life, because I certainly had a good experience, and just kind of share with you my process for preparing. I'm going to share with you how I prepared for the ayahuasca experience so that it was a good experience versus some of the nightmares I've heard that other people have had and what I actually witnessed during my ayahuasca experience. So stay tuned and let's talk about it. The ayahuasca experience was, for me, a good experience. And not only did I do ayahuasca, I also did San Pedro, I did Repe, which was like an enhancer, and then I did another thing that I can't remember at this point in time. I was on a healing journey, or I've been on a healing journey for some years. And I think this healing journey is what helped me have a really good ayahuasca experience. Because honestly, I didn't know anything about ayahuasca until about maybe a month before I actually went and did it, which is not common. Most people have been researching, thinking about, considering doing ayahuasca for months, even years. But I was at a stage in my healing process where I thought I knew I was ready for the next level. I just didn't know what that was. And I happened to be doing some research on the next stage of my healing evolution, and I came across ayahuasca. And so I immediately knew this is for me. This is what I need to be doing. And I did the research, I made the plans, I made the decision actually, and then I started making my travel plans. But years before that, like I mentioned, have been on the healing journey and get into the space of I want more from my life. I'm tired of feeling like I'm living for everyone else, like I'm not my authentic self, like there's something missing. There's this hole in my life, and I need to figure out what it's all about. There were some traumas I had dealt with. There were some bad relationships, toxic relationships, things that had been happening through my entire life where I was just ready for the healing. I learned about different modalities for healing. And going through those different processes, I was at a higher level of in my healing journey than a lot of people who actually do ayahuasca. And so I think a lot of people take ayahuasca as the healing, but it's not. It really isn't. Ayahuasca is I think, guide in the next level of your healing, but it's not the healing itself. It is the awareness that you come into that you have something that you need to work on. It is also the catalyst for more healing and more change that you want in your life. It just opens you up to, okay, here are the possibilities, and here is the next step should be. Like, for instance, when I took ayahuasca, the thing that I was told was focus on yourself, self-love, self-care, not worrying about what other people think, how they feel about what you're doing in your life, but just focus on you and loving as you. That's the thing that has been missing in your life since you were a child. The healing modalities that I went in through included journaling. That's like the biggest thing, because I have been journaling. When I say I've been journaling for years, I've been journaling for years. And that journaling was my way of getting all the thoughts out of my head, trying to process some things. I wasn't really the best at it, but I did my best. And I think that's really all you can do. So going through the journaling process, I did a lot of free writing. I did some prompts, but I think I like the free writing better because it was like a dump, a brain dump, getting all this out of my system, out of my head and onto paper, and now I use my tablet. But the journaling process really kind of made things a bit clearer for me. The other thing I tried and did and was successful in was emotional freedom technique, because at the stage that I found emotional freedom technique by Gary Craig, who is the creator of this process, I was in this phase of my life where I was like, I don't know if I know how to cope with life because I was never taught that. I didn't learn it in my family. There was just a lot of unhealthy behaviors going on, and so I never learned how to cope with life. Learning EFT was my gateway into learning how to cope with life and how to become a more emotionally intelligent person. It was also the way that I used to get over a really long, drawn out, toxic relationship that I had been holding on to for years and years and years. And it was the method that I used to heal from that relationship and really began to discover, figure out who I am, why I was doing what I was doing, get into this place of recognition that this was truly a toxic relationship, getting to this place of rejecting any more toxic relationships, and then remembering and recovering myself because I completely forgot about who I am, what I want, how I want to show up in the world because I was so caught up in this toxic relationship. And so EFT really helped me with that. It helped me to get this person out of my system because it was literally an energetic, internal, in my nervous system type of situation. And I needed to be free of that. I also use EFT to help with other issues in life. Um, Traumatic situations in my childhood, forgiving myself, and I also used it for good things as well, like wanting to become a better version of myself, um, making my life easier, making it feel more manageable, coping with different people in my life. It was truly transformative. It was truly transformative. So using EFT was a game changer for me. And you can literally use it on anything. So, like I mentioned before, I did journaling. And the next thing I did was EFT. I also sought out a therapist. And my first experience with a therapist was when I was in my 30s and I went back to college and I was in another bad relationship. And my therapist was a part of the university. And she told me that I had like chronic depression, where functional depression, that's what it was. Functional depression. I heard of that word. And so I only had a few sessions with her. And then a few years later, I got another therapist and I was with her for about almost 2 years. And so that process was really good. And honestly, even after the ayahuasca, I went to therapy because there were so many things that opened up, places that needed healing in my life that I knew that I needed to have therapy to process it. Because doing it on your own, it can only take you so far. But talking with a therapist who specializes in trauma, who specializes in depression, or whatever the thing that you are dealing with, that's really going to help you figure some things out. So those are the three main things that I use. I used in my healing process aromatherapy. I took supplements because I was trying to manage my depression. I was also going through some health situations. And I knew that I needed to have support, a supplement, vitamins, medicine, because even when you're going through like a depressive situation or you have a lot of trauma, physically it affects your body. And so I needed to get my body in the healthiest space and shape that it needed to be in so that I could think clearly, so that I wouldn't be in pain physically, so that I would feel just good in life. So I took several supplements, including 12. I took valerian and a few other supplements, and I have it in another video, and I'll share it with you here, one of these places. And I will, have the whole list, and I also have an Amazon store where you can actually buy these supplements as well. So taking those supplements was also part of my healing journey. And other people don't really think about that, but it was true. So with all these things leading up to my ayahuasca experience, I think they all helped me have a pretty good experience because honestly, hadn't, I think I would have been more, I don't say more trauma. Um, so doing that prep work ahead of time and before you eat ayahuasca retreat, you're gonna get instructions about prep, and this is physical perspective. It's really good for you to eliminate pretty much all meats. Maybe you can still do fish, but by eliminating a lot of products from your diet, you open the channels of your mind and body, your nervous system to receive the message that you should be receiving or that you want to receive from ayahuasca. And then, of course, meditate. That's something that I, started to do. And really connecting with yourself before you even go. Because these men can be really deep. Some may feel like really direct. This is the thing that you need to be doing right now. But some things can be really kind of abstract. I'm like, I don't really know what this means. But later on, it becomes clear to you. So those are the ways that I prepare for ayahuasca. I'm happy to answer any questions for you in the comments, so please leave a comment. Not just your questions, but how are you preparing for this experience in your life? Because if you want to go and do ayahuasca, I just strongly suggest that you prepare yourself, that you are currently in the process, in your healing journey, in your healing process. And by me sharing how I went through, over the years to prepare myself and even be ready to answer the call of Mother Ayahuasca, I think that's the reason why I had a really good experience. My experience, of course, will not be your experience. I am not an expert in this. I'm just simply sharing what I did and what the results were based on the past videos that I shared with you. So if you have anything else that you want me to talk about, any other videos you want me to make, then please just, and I'm happy to do that as well. The bottom line is you are in control of your life. You are in control of your health. You're in control of your mental health, and you are able to as well. Ayahuasca, San Pedro, all these things are just simply tools to help you through this process of becoming and evolving into the best version of yourself. I encourage you to heal yourself. You don't have to rely on a doctor. You don't have to rely on a psychedelic drug. You don't have to rely on your family and friends or anyone else. This is totally up to you. This is totally in your control because you are a powerful person. You owe it to yourself to really take the step, whether you do ayahuasca or not. But the healing process, all of that is important. And I offer one-on-one support, mentorship for anyone who wants help with preparing for ayahuasca, you want help in your healing journey, and you want just some guidance, you want mentorship, and you want to have this transformational experience so that you can live your highest, best version of yourself, version of your life. And that you can have this glow up, this grow up process, and it becomes the ultimate. Um, that's it. Again, let me know if you have any questions, leave it in a comment, and please sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can know the next time I upload videos. I am going to be intentional about uploading more videos, sharing about my life path, my healing process, and all the things that I'm doing to create this blissful life for me and hopefully inspire you to create a blissful life for yourself too.